It's 40 past the hour. Come February, New Jersey will be the third state in the nation to offer civil unions to same-sex couples. Governor Jon Corzine signed the bill Thursday, giving same-sex couples the same rights and benefits as married couples. But not all of the state's municipal leaders are ready to comply. WCBS TV's McGee Hickey reports.
To the mayor of Bogota, it's cut and dried. Steve Lonigan says they'd have to put a gun to his head to force him to perform same-sex civil unions.
I will not perform civil unions, and I'm not going to allow the governor of the state of New Jersey to coerce me through force and tell me that I have to do something that may violate or may not violate my principles.
Governor Corzine is signing into law today a bill granting gay couples all the rights and responsibilities of marriage, including adoption, inheritance, hospital visitation, and medical decision-making. The legislature responded to a New Jersey State Supreme Court order, but stopped short of calling gay partnerships marriage. In Bogota, a town of 8,000 that's only 5/8 of a square mile, opinions of the mayor's stance were mixed.
If two females want to get married, I think they should. I think he should officiate.
A husband and wife, and not two husbands or two wives. I think we're just going too far.
The mayor of Bogota says a judge in this tiny town may choose to preside over civil unions, but the mayor himself says he's ready to go to the mat on this one with Governor Corzine.
I dare Governor Corzine to try to force me to do a civil union. Right? I'll take him on. Let's find out what this country's all about, what's happened to liberty and freedom.
While Bogota's mayor wages this battle, gay rights groups are still pushing lawmakers to change the terminology from civil unions to marriage.
WCBS's McGee Hickey reporting. There's good news and bad news about American teenagers and drugs. A new government survey suggests fewer teens are drinking or using illegal drugs, but more teens are getting high on drugs they find in their parents' medicine chests. 1 out of 10 high school students has used the painkiller Vicodin, and 1 out of 14 has used cough syrup to get high. Drugs and alcohol can be a problem for everyone this time of year, as far too many holiday partiers hit the road after hitting the bar. Suzette Glassner-Edwards is clinical director of the dual diagnosis program in the Department of Psychiatry at Cedars-Sinai Medical Center in Los Angeles. She joins us from our LA station KCBS TV with more. Good morning, Suzette.
Good morning.
How serious is the problem of drunk driving over the holidays?
It's a very serious problem, and it's far more serious than it is during the other times of the year. So we know that about 1/3 of traffic-related fatalities are related to alcohol during non-holiday times during the week. That jumps up to about 50% on the weekends, and even higher estimates, over 60% during the holiday season.
Do you see a lot of new cases this time of year because of all of the parties?
Yeah, the parties certainly act as a catalyst, and a lot of that is because people don't really know how to regulate their drinking or to monitor their drinking at this time.
And well, a lot of people drink this time of year, but if you suspect somebody has a problem, what should you do?
Well, as a host, if you're inviting people to your house for a party and you're planning to serve alcohol, there are a couple of things that you can do to prevent people from driving under the influence. One is to pace the alcohol with food, and to stop serving alcohol about 90 minutes before the party is going to end, because we know that time is really the only thing that can help clear alcohol out of somebody's system. So those are a couple of things that hosts can do.
Okay, and if you suspect somebody may be an alcoholic but they haven't admitted it themselves, how do you address something like that, especially over the holidays?
Well, that's really hard to do over the holidays, but the best thing that you can do is to let the person know that you care about them, that you're concerned about them, and get them to a professional to do that kind of assessment. Because sometimes people are unaware that they have a problem and can become defensive when you try to approach them about it. So if you come from a place of concern and then turn it over to a professional who's experienced in addiction, that's probably the best approach.
And I imagine that has to be a huge hurdle, just getting over that first step of getting them to a therapist.
Yeah, it can be, but again, if you approach it from a stance of really caring and concern and just wanting to get them checked out rather than accusing them of bad behavior or of being out of control, they're more likely to be receptive just for an initial a consultation with a professional, and then it can go from there.
This must be a really difficult time for addicts and alcoholics, is it?
It absolutely is. When treating addicts and alcoholics, we recommend that they increase sober activities around the holidays, certainly avoid being around alcohol during the holidays, and letting their family members know that they would prefer to have a sober party if they could, and that's a socially acceptable thing to do, as well as also attending more community Alcoholics Anonymous meetings and really ramping up the support at this difficult time.
And does depression play a factor this time of year?
Absolutely. You know, depression can lead to alcohol use, and alcohol, being a central nervous system depressant, can also cause depression. So it can be a very vicious cycle, and people will often turn to alcohol to cope around this time of year. So it's important that they have their support systems in place. If they have a counselor or therapist, seeing the therapist regularly, and reaching out and letting supportive people in their life know that this is a time of need for them.
All right, psychologist Suzette Glassner-Edwards from Cedars-Sinai Medical Center in Los Angeles. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
You're watching CBS News Up to the Minute. Still ahead, there's something in the air why some are saying what you usually can't see can hurt you.
I was stage 4 and considered terminal. A 1% chance of survival. That pretty much stamps out any hope.
Pack it up, write your will, take your last vacation.
I broke down for about 15 minutes. I just couldn't stop crying, so I thought I was in big trouble.
And then I would find a commercial for Cancer Treatment Centers of America, and my life changed.
Everything I had seen on the web about lung cancer was grim. And then I came across the Cancer Treatment Centers of America website, which is full of hope.
You walk through the door and immediately have the feeling, yes, there is something that can be done, and we're going to do it today.
They took the nutrition area and the naturopathic area and the conventional medicine, and it all worked together for a healing.
You have to take responsibility for your own recovery. You may be scared and weak, but you have to get yourself in a position to get the best treatment that you can. There's always hope that it's possible to survive my kind of cancer. I saw people who did it.
I cannot imagine raising my son without him. And if we had not gone to the Cancer Treatment Centers of America, I really don't think that we would have him here today.
These courageous people found a place for hope, Cancer Treatment Centers of America. Our cancer information specialists are available 24 hours a day. Call now and they'll send you overnight this free life-changing video and cancer fighter information kit. In it, you'll see how state-of-the-art medicine combines with innovative complementary therapies to give you treatment options you may not even know exist in an environment that's supportive and compassionate. Please, call today.
It is never too late. As long as we're breathing, it's not too late to seek another opinion.
They give you a new lease on life. It's worth everything.
What's #1 on American women's most wanted list this holiday season? If you say gift cards, you're right. Shoppers will spend over $24 billion on them. So what's going on? Tonight, the gift card craze. We'll look at why they're so popular and what to look for in the fine print. See why more people are watching the CBS Evening News with Katie Couric.
She's saving elephants. He's a piano virtuoso. She's swimming to Antarctica. Stories of inspiration for the holidays on 60 Minutes Sunday.
A soldier comes home from Iraq and vanishes Saturday.
It's 49 past the hour. Top stories and up to the minute. Denver's snowbound airport is expected to reopen by midday, but it will take longer than that to undo the damage from 2 days of canceled flights. 5,000 passengers had to find other means or wait it out in the airport. 8 U.S. Marines are facing charges in connection with the killings of 24 Iraqi civilians. The massacre occurred in the town of Haditha in November 2005. And the 5-day Six-Nation talks aimed at ending the nuclear standoff with North Korea wrap up today in Beijing. No breakthroughs are expected. It's something you can't see, but probably breathe in, and it can be very dangerous. Pollution. The Bush administration announced plans Thursday to seek tough new emission standards for diesel trains. But critics claim they're ignoring all the problems caused by soot that comes out of industrial smokestacks. CBS's Wyatt Andrews has more.
One day last July, this power plant smokestack rained black soot on the farms and homes of Shippingport, Pennsylvania. The power company, First Energy, said it was a maintenance accident, and according to local residents, warned them not to eat anything dusted by the soot.
Don't eat the fruit off your own trees.
No,
don't eat it.
The accident, which had the power company power washing a town, was an unusually severe and visible example of what Americans breathe in much smaller amounts every day. And not just from power plants. Trucks, cars, and even fires produce microscopic soot particles and chemicals that can damage your lungs.
Particle pollution, soot, kills people.
Janice Nolan is with the American Lung Association, one of many leading medical groups demanding that the Bush administration adopt stricter controls on microscopic soot. These groups cite overwhelming evidence linking microscopic particles to fatal diseases.
Tens of thousands of people die every year.
Every year from soot-based heart attacks, cancer, strokes.
Despite that evidence, when the Environmental Protection Agency, the EPA, had the chance to set a tough new annual emission standard for soot this year, the agency declined. The EPA also declined our request to explain that decision on camera, but in a written statement said EPA's air quality standards are the most health protective in U.S. history. One scientist who agrees with the agency says none of the research cited by critics proves that tougher standards will save lives.
They're just stretching the scientific data, and I think that has been used excessively to try to scare the public into thinking these are real deaths.
However, in a 20-2 vote last year, an independent committee of scientists advising the EPA said tighter annual control on microscopic soot would save lives. When EPA dismissed this, critics said the Bush administration was ignoring science to go easy on industry. The power company in Shippingport, meanwhile, is now telling residents it's safe to eat vegetables if they're washed. But remember, the black rain that fell that day was pollution you could see. On every other day, it's what you can't see that could kill you. Wyatt Andrews, CBS News, Shippingport, Pennsylvania.
Across the pond, lots of cranky travelers are still stuck at London's Heathrow Airport because of the weather. I know you're thinking it's always foggy in London, but this time it's thicker than pea soup. Here's Elizabeth Palmer.
Londoners dreaming of a white Christmas surely didn't have this in mind. 2 days of near freezing fog that's been densest around the airport. It's left 40,000 travelers stranded as air traffic controllers severely restricted landings.
With 600 flights canceled since yesterday at Heathrow, which is Europe's busiest airport, passengers' holiday cheer has given way to holiday desperation and resignation.
I'm not from this country, and so I specifically don't know what to do or where to go.
Most Americans heading home from here will eventually get there, as airlines are making long-haul flights a priority. But no such luck for those flying domestic. Stranded in waiting rooms or even in chilly tents in the parking lot, they're being rerouted onto buses and trains. And the weather forecast? Another foggy day in London town. Elizabeth Palmer, CBS News, London.
Here's a look at your weather. The latest satellite picture shows that skies have cleared over the snow-covered western high plains. The center of the storm has moved to the upper Midwest, and a solid line of clouds now extends from the lower Great Lakes all the way to the Gulf Coast. Central California remains gray and wet. Later today, some light snow will fall along the western slopes of the Rockies, while the plains will enjoy a sunny day. The Appalachians will see rainfall, as will parts of the southeast and Gulf Coast. The Northeast will squeeze out a nice day, but rain will move into the area tonight and stick around for the rest of the weekend.
Christmas Day, find a seat next to the window for a view of America you can only get from the road.
Hey, ready to go?
Jeff Gianola takes you cross-country by bus. Presented by Les Schwab. Christmas Day at 5 p.m. on KOIN U6. From our family to yours. Happy holidays.
Hi, Grandma Mimi. We're on KOIN 6. Merry Christmas to everyone. Merry Christmas, Teacher Dee. Merry Christmas to my friends at St. Clair School.
Let the magic show begin at the Willamette Vein Center. For the legs you've always wanted, visit the Willamette Vein Center.
Sunset Heating and Cooling's reputation for customer service is more than just words. It's our foundation.
Since 1922, Sunset has been serving Portland families, and now we're serving the second and third generation of Sunset customers. A Carrier dealer since 1958, Sunset is Carrier's oldest Portland dealer.
I trust Sunset. I've been a customer since 1973.
Sunset Heating and Cooling, a Carrier factory authorized dealer where your 100% satisfaction is guaranteed.
Families and photos, the two are inseparable. Two other things that always go together, Nikon cameras and Pro Photo Supply. Whether it's Nikon's state-of-the-art digital SLRs or easy-to-use Coolpix point-and-shoot cameras, you can rely on Nikon for the best technology. And you can always trust Pro Photo Supply for the biggest Nikon selection at the absolute best prices. So if you've been thinking about a new Nikon camera, the time to buy is now. And the place? Well, just remember the one name that says it all, Pro Photo Supply.
The word present has a special meaning this time of year. It holds the promise of surprise, a gift or token of appreciation or love without regard for cost. But in this morning's comment from London, Petri Hoskins suggests the leaders of the United States and Great Britain consider their war in Iraq and the many families for whom its cost is being felt this Christmas present.
At this time of year, we all begin to look back instead of forward. The run-up to New Year is always fraught with impossible questions like, am I happy? Did I do what I wanted to do this year? Am I ready for next year? For most of us, though, we ask those things with relatively clear consciences. But I wonder what your President Bush and our Prime Minister Blair are asking themselves this holiday. Do they sleep well knowing that so many families on both sides of the pond are contemplating their first Christmas with their loved ones missing or dead? How must it feel for our two leaders to tuck into their turkey and open their presents with their families beside them, safe and warm? Now, they can talk the talk, both of them. They can say they understand and can alter the tone of their voices to sound caring and in touch. But until they have felt the fear and distress of military families, they're just paying cynical lip service to the pain of others. I'm tired of hearing about the importance of the work our boys and girls are doing in Iraq and Afghanistan and want to hear instead about how they plan to bring them home. Now, it's too late for this Christmas, and sadly, more families will have to suffer the horror of that late-night phone call before anything is done. But it's not too late to do the right thing and make plans to end this tragedy. My Christmas wish is that both Mr. Bush and Mr. Blair look around their Christmas tables and soak in the smiling faces of their friends and family and imagine, just imagine, that one of them was no longer there, that one of them had been brutally killed in an unwinnable war thousands of miles away from home. My hope is that if they can do that, they can then begin to understand what they are doing to thousands of families in both our countries, that they will make it their New Year's resolution to resolve the pointless waste of lives. This time of year is about hope, goodwill and peace, and never have they felt further away. Next year, we must all change that. This is Petri Hoskin for CBS News in London, wishing you all a very happy Christmas.
We thank you for joining us this half hour and wish you a happy holiday weekend. This is CBS News Up to the Minute.
Custody battles gone wrong.
One of them has turned deadly.
Next after Bill.
I'm supposed to be into work at 8 o'clock this morning.
Now and up to the minute.
I don't think I'm going to make it.
Denver and the Plains continue to dig out after the blizzard of '06, with thousands of air travelers stranded on one of the busiest travel days of the year.
These charges include murder, dereliction of duty, false official statement, and obstruction of justice.
And charges are filed against 8 United States Marines in connection with the massacre of 24 Iraqi civilians in the town of Haditha. Good morning from CBS News headquarters in New York. This is Up to the Minute. I'm Meg Oliver. For people dreaming of a white Christmas this year, Mother Nature has a warning. Be careful what you wish for. The powerful winter storm that paralyzed Denver and much of the Rockies is leaving an Arctic footprint as it works its way east across the Kansas plains. At least 2 people died in traffic accidents, and scattered power outages are reported. Some major highways and interstates remain closed, and the people of Denver will be digging out from more than 2 feet of snow. Denver International Airport remains snowed in this morning, traditionally one of the busiest travel days of the year. Thousands of flights have already been canceled, and the runways aren't expected to be clear until noon. Denver's troubles have sent a ripple effect throughout much of the West and spells bad news for the millions of people planning to fly to their Christmas destinations. Rick Salinger of station KCNC-TV in Denver is at the airport.
As one lady put it, it's like being homeless but having a roof over your head. She and the others won't get out of here until midday at the very earliest. Some 1,500 to 2,000 travelers remain stranded here at Denver International Airport. All flights are canceled. The airport became the scene of a giant slumber party minus the fun. The airport provided blankets, a necessity. Cots became a luxury. For those who could afford it, there was a way out. Buses took those with reservations to pricey downtown hotels.
Rick Salinger for CBS News.
But Denver isn't the only place socked in from the blizzard of '06. CBS's Kelly Kobiea has more.
It was the storm that just wouldn't stop. For 24 hours straight, a blinding mix of snow and wind paralyzed the high plains.
I'm supposed to be into work at 8 o'clock this morning. I don't think I'm going to make it.
He wasn't alone. 5,000 passengers haven't made it out of Denver International Airport.
One blanket, one pillow from the airline, and then we laid on the floor.
Hundreds of miles of highway were impassable, even for the National Guard. It took them 8 hours, but they finally rescued a pregnant woman stranded in a van east of Denver.
It was miserable. We felt like we were going to be there forever, and we just kept calling, and finally they reached us.
As much as 2 feet of snow fell in the mile-high city, more in the mountains. Much of the state is still frozen in its tracks. No bus service, no mail, no shopping, no flights.
Denver found itself in the sweet spot just northwest of a deep low-pressure system. At the surface, a low just stalled out over western Kansas. A low-pressure system brought in air from the Gulf of Mexico, and it came in from the southeast, and all of that just dumped over northeastern parts of Colorado.
The worst of the weather is gone, but Denver's travel problems are now rippling through airports from Los Angeles to Salt Lake City to Dallas.
So we're going to have to spend Christmas in Texas. Away from home.
Blame some of the backup on this being one of the busiest travel times of the year. Most of these flights have been booked for weeks. This mess of cancellations and reroutings may not be cleaned up until after Christmas. Kelly Kobiea, CBS News, Dallas.
The United States Marine Corps has leveled charges against 8 members of Company K, 3rd Battalion, 1st Marine Regiment in connection with the killing of 24 Iraqi civilians last November in the town of Haditha. At least 10 of those killed were either women or small children. CBS's Terry Okita reports.
From the small town of Haditha comes the biggest U.S. criminal case of the Iraq War. And now 8 Marines have been charged in the killings of 24 Iraqi civilians last year.
These charges include murder, dereliction of duty, false official statement, and obstruction of justice.
Among the accused, Marine Corps Staff Sergeant Frank Wuterich, who has been charged with 12 counts of murder. Camp Pendleton officials say Wuterich told his squad to, quote, shoot first and ask questions later during those chilling moments in November 2005. Dozens of civilians were shot to death in their homes, including women, children, and unarmed men.
The legal question has to do with motive, whether these were revenge killings on innocent victims or a case of self-defense by Marines who felt their lives were threatened.
Wooterich's lawyer says the public needs to hear all the facts.
We maintain that the tactics that were used that day, as the Marines understood them, they were authorized to use.
Investigators say the shootings happened after a roadside bomb killed a Marine on patrol. Other Marines opened fire on a car approaching the scene, and then in the aftermath came the attack on Iraqi civilians in the surrounding houses. The families of the accused are standing by their loved ones.
They should have come out and stood up for these Marines. I'm not talking about just Justin. We're talking about every damn Marine that was out there that day.
I speak for every mother whose son or daughter is also proudly serving. Justin has given everything to his country and has done nothing to disgrace it.
Attorneys say the murder charges carry a maximum penalty of life in prison. Terry Okita, CBS News, Camp Pendleton, California.
NASA's plans to land the shuttle Discovery later today are still up in the air, so to speak. There's rain over the Kennedy Space Center in Florida and high winds over Edwards Air Force Base in California. A third possibility is White Sands, New Mexico. Discovery will run out of fuel Saturday. A break in the weather over Oregon's Mount Hood allowed two small search teams one last chance to look for clues to the whereabouts of two climbers missing and now presumed dead. CBS's John Blackstone has more.
With the end of the search on Mount Hood, there are questions likely never to be answered. Chief among them, what went so badly wrong for three experienced climbers?
Something happened up there, because, they're not here to tell us.
For search officials, finding answers could help save lives next time.
The technology works. If the cell phone people tell you to look there, you better do that, because that's what happened here.
Tracking a cell phone signal led rescuers to this snow cave where they found the body of Kelly James. CBS News has also obtained a photo of the other cave where the climbers dug into the snow to get shelter from a fierce winter storm. But rescuers got there too late. That storm's hurricane-force winds and blowing snow kept search and rescue crews off most of the mountain for days. Now that the favorable weather for searching has passed, new snow seems to have covered every trace of the two climbers still missing.
You can play it over in your mind over and over, but you come up with the same answer. There's nothing else we could have done.
The best hope now for finding answers is that an avalanche or a rock fall or snow melting in the spring will uncover evidence of the mountain's latest deadly secret. John Blackstone, CBS News, near Mount Hood.
More news ahead. This is Up to the Minute.
Free?
Free? You're giving it away free.
Hi, I'm Rob Graham, the president of Vital Basics, and I want to give you a bottle of Focus Factor, one of our best-selling supplements, absolutely free. Why would we give away a free bottle of Focus Factor? Because we know that if you try it, you'll buy it. Focus Factor contains nutrients that work with your natural brain chemistry to support focus, concentration, and memory.
Focus Factor is now available at Walgreens, CVS Pharmacy, and Rite Aid. But if you call now, you can try it free.
Simply call the number on the bottom of your screen, and we'll send you a full-size bottle of Focus Factor, a $75 value, absolutely free. You simply provide $4.95 to help cover the cost of shipping.
They let you try it free? It must be good.
You know, I've been taking Focus Factor since we introduced it over 2.5 years ago, and I wouldn't work a day without it.
To get your free bottle of Focus Factor, call now 1-800-810-7646.
Sell your vehicle on carsoup.com and get ready. Things start to happen fast. Full color pictures and all the information about your vehicle quickly find their way to thousands of local buyers. They get interested, they get in touch, and before you know it, for sale turns into sold. Sell your vehicle on CarSoup. It works. Smarter search, better results. carsoup.com. Selling a car, truck, motorcycle, or even an RV? Get results for just $25 till it sells, only at carsoup.com.
Is it time to paint your home? Beware of sloppy work. Be aware of Weinman Painting.
Quality people, great details on the bid. They'll do what they say what they do. I mean, the work is great.
For interior painting, call Weinman Painting now.
I can't imagine hiring anybody else. Who's the best painting company in town? Weinman Painting. It's perfect.
Weinman Painting, making homes beautiful since 1996.
It's 10 past the hour. Thousands of U.S. servicemen and women will be coming home for Christmas. The soldiers from Missouri's Fort Leonard Wood left their military home for their family homes Thursday via St. Louis International Airport. They were sent on their way by volunteers from the USO as part of its annual Operation Exodus. Also heading home this week are tens of millions of school children who will also be home for the holidays. Many schools will be closed next week, forcing working parents to be creative when it comes to keeping those young minds and bodies occupied during their vacation. Wendy Sachs is a freelance television producer and author of the book, How She Really Does It, Secrets of Successful Stay-at-Work Moms. Good morning, Wendy.
Good morning.
So I love this book. My girlfriend sent it to me right after my maternity leave ended, and it's kind of like a survival guide for working women. What's the best secret you uncovered for the successful stay-at-work moms?
I think the most important lesson that I learned was to really give up the guilt. I think guilt comes with the territory of motherhood, and we are all just feeling guilty all of the time. And I think that society has sort of made us feel more guilty in recent years about what the perfect mother looks like. First of all, she's gorgeous and chic and fabulous when she's pregnant, and then she's able to go into her skinny jeans a week after she delivers. There's just so much pressure to be perfect, from the way you look to the way you feel to the way that you parent, that I think we need to sort of reassess what's really going on.
There's been this big shift. A lot of our mothers were made to feel inferior because they didn't work. And now it seems like more people are staying at home, so the working mothers are being judged. And how do you deal with all of that?
I think, honestly, there's really conflict and angst on both sides of the equation. I think the women who actually give up their careers after they become moms really feel quite conflicted. You know, why did they go to school for so many years? Why did they put their parents into a lot of debt over their education? What are they now sacrificing to be at home full time? But on the other hand, the moms who are going back into the workforce because they have to financially, or because they want to, or generally it's a combination of both, feel like they're not going to be good enough mothers. They're buying into this sort of new phenomenon that the good moms are those who really sacrifice everything to be at home with their children.
Now, you mentioned that we are part of a generation that grew up, we didn't have too many working mothers when we were babies. And a lot of our mothers returned to work after we were in school, or they went back to school themselves. So during those crunchy years, when between birth and when kids go back to school, who do we look up to? I mean, we didn't have that many examples.
It's very true. I think our moms really sequenced their lives. We're doing everything at the same time, and that's what's causing so much of the conflict. I think that, you know, it's hard for us to really find those role models. I think we have to, you know, look to other women like the Madeleine Albrights, like the Ruth Bader Ginsburgs, like those types of people. They're really the only ones that our generation can really look to. But we have more and more women in the workforce than ever before, and we are really just, you know, sort of struggling to achieve balance, or I like to say really integration. Balance seems to imply that when one's up, the other's down, and that's, I think, how we often feel. But I think what we're really doing, our generation of moms, we're trying to integrate career and family, and we can't really have it all. And I hate actually that expression. I just say that we want to have a little bit of it at the same time.
Well, you asked one journalist in here, do you have it all? And she said back to you, what's your definition of having it all? I thought that was pretty good, because it's hard to balance everything and to have it all.
Absolutely. I think it is really hard to balance, and I think that we need to sort of debunk the myth of what having it all really is about and what a good mom is really all about. And we also have to just really look at ourselves and at our families. It's so individual. What's happening in your household is very different than what's happening in mine. You know, everyone has, you know, whether you're married or single, what types of career you have, how much flexibility you have, it's all so individual. And to be looking outward and to be seeing and sort of judging yourself according to what everyone else is doing is really counterproductive, and it's going to make you feel pretty crappy.
But you found a lot of statistics that supported your findings, that it makes women feel good about themselves when they work.
Absolutely. There's no doubt about it. Study after study really did show that having a career outside of being a mom does make you feel better. It's very important to feel financially independent. It's really important for your self-esteem. I mean, let's face it, you're not getting a lot of applause from your baby or even your husband when you're home all the time. And I think a lot of us women, we really did grow up at a time believing we could be anything we wanted to be. It was very much the free to be you and me generation. We were just as good as boys, if not even better. And I think that, you know, when we go home and we relinquish our careers, we lose a part of that. And a lot of women really expressed that to me, because I did speak to stay-at-home moms as well, that they felt that a part of them sort of died when they became moms. Not to say that they didn't enjoy motherhood, not to say that it's not fulfilling for what it is, but I think that for many of us, it's really important to have both.
All right, well, it's important to support both the stay-at-home moms, the people who are working, everybody. And the book, again, is How She Really Does It, Secrets of Successful Stay-at-Work Moms, author Wendy Sachs. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you so much.
And we'll be right back.
Chia Pets, the pottery that grows. This holiday, we're celebrating 25 years of fun. It's a Chia-versary with a Chia alarm clock in every original Chia Pet box. Chia Pets are fun and easy. Spread the seeds, keep it watered, and watch it grow. Grow a collection of fun with all these Chia Pets. And don't forget about the Chia alarm clock in every original Chia Pet box. Chia Pets, 25 years of fun.
Available at Walgreens, Target, CBS, and Kmart.
Diamonds, the jewelry exchange, imports diamonds direct with the largest selection at the lowest price, guaranteed. Our diamonds are shown loose. Select your mounting from our latest styles. Your diamond is set while you watch. 1 carat solitaires for $5.99. 1 carat ISI diamonds for $2,900. And exotic D flawless and large fancies at low prices. Only the jewelry exchange gives you both a low price and a double value guarantee. Buy factory direct and save. The Jewelry Exchange with superstores nationwide or online at jewelryexchange.com.
There's always something to remind me of another place and time.
Watch out! That hot dish can slip, causing a big mess. You need the UGG Glove. Now with non-slip silicone grips for great protection and control from the oven to the stove. It's made from the same flame-resistant material used by firefighters. Nomex and Kevlar by DuPont. This tough material resists intense heat up to 540 degrees. The UGG Glove is perfect for the barbecue or hot jobs around the house, even arranging logs in the fireplace. The UGG Glove. Now with non-slip silicone grips.
The UGG Glove is available at Target, Rite Aid, CBS, and Linens and Things.
What's number one on American women's most wanted list this holiday season? If you say gift cards, you're right. Shoppers will spend over $24 billion on them. So what's going on? Tonight, the gift card craze. We'll look at why they're so popular and what to look for in the fine print. See why more people are watching the CBS Evening News with Katie Couric.
She's saving elephants. He's a piano virtuoso. She's swimming to Antarctica. Stories of inspiration for the holidays on 60 Minutes Sunday.
CBS News. See it now, anytime, anywhere.
It's 18 past the hour. Top stories and up to the minute. Denver's snowbound airport is expected to reopen by midday, but it will take longer than that to undo the damage from 2 days of canceled flights. 5,000 passengers had to find other means or wait it out in the airport. 8 U.S. Marines are facing charges in connection with the killings of 24 Iraqi civilians. The massacre occurred in the town of Haditha in November 2005. And the 5-day Six-Nation talks aimed at ending the nuclear standoff with North Korea wrap up today in Beijing. No breakthroughs are expected. NASA will be watching the weather this morning, waiting for the latest forecast before deciding whether to land the shuttle Discovery in Florida as planned today, or if it will have to go to another site or even wait until tomorrow. Science writer and CBS News space consultant Bill Harwood has been monitoring it all and joins us from the Kennedy Space Center. Good morning, Bill.
Good morning, Meg.
It looks like the weather is keeping NASA on its toes for re-entry. What's the plan right now?
You know, it really is. There's a cold front coming toward the landing site. They've got to have good visibility to the runway. They don't want big crosswinds when a shuttle crew is coming back from a mission in space. And right now, the Kennedy Space Center is forecast no-go. So what their options are, they can go to Edwards Air Force Base in California. That's their second backup landing site. The winds there are predicted to be no-go. Or if worse comes to worse, they can go to Northrop Strip in White Sands, New Mexico, near El Paso. The weather there is go, but Meg, they haven't landed there since 1982. They don't have a lot of equipment there.